this Sunday.
Hey everyone! Come on in, y'all. Come on in, y'all. What y'all doing this Sunday? Are y'all chilling?
Y'all know what we doing.
Are y'all out with the family? Are y'all getting nasty? What y'all doing today?
We bringing these hot takes to y'all inside daily relationships.
Come on, y'all. On time today. Y'all the one that's late.
Yep.
Anyways, our last 2 episodes is on SoundCloud. Y'all in the house? Y'all in? Alright.
Got the music.
Cut it. Hey y'all. Happy Sunday.
What up? What up? What up?
How y'all doing today? Before we go into our topic for episode 13 on the Ready to Talk, I want to say last week, literally a week from now, as soon as we got done the show, we went upstairs and then our son told us that Kobe Bryant died in the car, a helicopter crash.
Right. It was tragic.
I ain't believe it. What I do? I took my phone. I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Looked it up. It was all over. That thing hit me like
It hit
I
different.
knew him personally.
Right. It hit different, like it was family or something.
Yeah, like I was literally struggling this week to the point that I deactivated. I deleted my social media accounts on my phone so I wouldn't go back on there. It was so heavy. It was so hurtful. And the fact that I even grew up next to his grandfather and his family, it felt even more personal to me. So rest in peace to everyone that, I don't want to say died,
Right.
that lost their life in that helicopter crash. Kobe, Gianni, and the rest of them.
Yeah, the other several victims. The man was just iconic.
Yeah.
It was just felt, all around the world. And just the things the guy was doing outside of basketball, it was just astonishing in itself, man. Going too soon, man.
Definitely.
Going too soon.
All right, so let's
Hop into this topic.
So we're gonna lift our spirits, and I know he's still out here in spirit. Yes, it's a rest in peace, but he's definitely there living beyond.
Right.
We don't know what's beyond this life, but I know it's something greater. So to those that passed away, love you guys. All right, so
Topic today is, how does finances affect relationships? How does finance affect relationships? And I know plenty of people got a lot to say about this one.
all right, so finances. So when I think about finances, because before we got married, we sat down with Pastor Becky,
Right.
and it was one thing that you said you always bring back to me, and is that finances is the number one reason why marriages don't survive.
Right. Relationships in general.
Yeah. So I agree on that as well, but it's also other things, but I also agree on that. But I do know that finances has a lot of burden when it comes to relationships, because we don't agree on certain things and how money is spent, or certain career paths, and it pays a lot into your relationship.
True.
For instance, I'm the bargain shopper. I like nice things, but I bargain, and I'm careful I think about the future, like, okay, the kids, daycare fee, clothes, I take in effect all those things. So I bargain shop, And also because I don't make as much as you, I think about like, taking from you as well. But I, even before I had kids and I'm still was just like a bargain shopper. You call me cheap, but I like nice things, but I find a unique way to get them. I'm a bargain shopper. I like more for my buck. You, on the other hand, is like, I like it, I'm gonna get it, and that's it.
Gotta get it. Might not.
And I
be
always
here.
get in your behind, like, why would you pay this much for this? Like, that's dumb. It's only $200. $200. And my soldier been $200. What? That's a lot of money.
I treat it like it won't even be there 5 minutes from now. Go, gotta get it.
But all right, so can I give a scenario?
Sure.
So the scenario is, all right, so you wanted this motorcycle, right? You wanted it for a long, you had one before, but then you wanted another one.
Right.
And I'm like, no, don't get it. Like, we have other stuff that we need to get. Next thing I know, this nigga pulling up in a pickup truck with the motorcycle. Why would you get the motorcycle? Like, my thing is like, oh my God, we got this to worry about, and you gonna go get a motorcycle?
Right.
Do that make sense?
I was more in the moment, and you was more, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 steps ahead of me.
Yeah. Like, the way I plan, so I guess I could say that, like, it can play as a effect because it makes me feel a certain way, like what I said or what I think about handling our finances doesn't count. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You get what I'm saying?
I know, because I treat, finances like I got it. Okay, if I spend it, there's nothing for me to go back and get it again. I do treat money kind of, recklessly, carelessly sometimes. But I do know how to save.
You do.
But I'm just...
You always prove me wrong. I'm like, you is dumb. It's like, I do. I always say this. You definitely know how to manage your money. You definitely know how to save. You definitely know how to get what you want. But I always be like, okay, save and get what you want, but get the right things.
Right.
And you just like cars, motorcycles. And I'm like, are you crazy?
I like expensive toys. I like to enjoy my money,
I guess that's how I'm saying that's how I like to enjoy my money too. But I think I like to enjoy my money more like going on trips, going away, doing things. So you're more like the physical aspect. Like, I want to get this, I want that, I want nice things like to show. And I'm more like, I want to go and be like, hey y'all, I like to travel. But even still, like, even when it comes to, all right, I'm trying to give another scenario. Finances.
What about when I bought that new Mercedes?
Oh, which one? Because I feel like every one of them, I'm like, what the hell you doing?
No, this was the latest one. This one I was actually not even in work at the time.
Oh, Lord, I thought that was the dumbest decision in history. Why would you do that? And I kept saying that. You was like, because it was a deal.
Right. And I
what
felt,
are you doing?
and I thought you would understand me because you're such a bargain shopper. I was like, just look at this. I mean, he basically giving it away for free. It was just, and that was the one I wanted. It wasn't the color, but it was the one I wanted. And I could just tell in your face when we went up New York to get there, you was just like, why? Like,
you had the audacity to ask me to drive you to go pick up a Mercedes. Are you crazy? But I did it. I'm like, I'm gonna shut my mouth because I'm gonna let it sink. I'm gonna let whatever happen, and I'm gonna be sitting there like, told you.
Did you think I needed that though? Because I was out of work for what, like a year?
No, what you need it for? I said you don't go nowhere. What the hell you need a car for?
Yeah, true. But just maybe the state of mind I was in, going through the work issue. Maybe I just needed something.
Okay. What? Something to look at? Like a trophy? Like, what was it?
Maybe, I don't know.
No, because I feel like that's taken away from us and our finances and what we have to spend money on. I feel like that was taken away from us. So why are you trying to pay monthly note or insurance and whatever like that on top of you're not working, but you still was getting the income, but still like it wasn't what you was normally getting. So I feel like you're taking away. So that, yeah, I was rolling my eyes like, what are you getting this for? We have other things to worry about. But you think that the stuff that I was worrying about was little minor stuff like, damn, what that ain't nothing. That's what 20, and I'm over there counting up like, what you mean that ain't nothing? Although every penny counts. I got a penny jar. I save coins. What you mean?
And the point we're trying to make is financial burdens doesn't necessarily have to come from insignificant funds. It can just be mismanaging spending money, as you can see in our situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was drawing a rift between me and my wife because she's saying you buying things you don't necessarily need. So financial issues can come in just different ways inside a relationship. Y'all have any thoughts on that? Chime in.
We definitely dealt with other people that was going through financial issues. And from just an outside looking in, I think the biggest issue was mostly is either one being lazy and not considering of the other one working, breaking their back and stuff like that, or the other one was just mismanaging money. Where is your money going to? What are you doing with your money? This is my part. Where's your part? Where's the money? I'm over here struggling and trying to make ends meet. Where's your money? What are you doing with it? Whether it's a habit, you're gambling, you're drinking, where's your money? People don't think that those habits that they consider small, or if when they're going to buy, like, say, a pack of cigarettes or a bottle, that it doesn't, it's $10. What's $10? That $10 adds up. It's to a habit that you're taking away from this, especially if we need to pay bills and we got other stuff and things is piling up, it matters. So when you're sitting here telling me that finances is something that someone could just hurry up and fix, like it's not a big issue, because some people would think we can just hustle real quick, or it ain't that bad. But you could foresee stuff sometimes. You could see like, oh, this is, if we don't get this handled right now, or you don't get that under control, your habit, your addiction, we're going downhill. And we normally see stuff from afar, like, oh, this ain't looking good. Let me start saving up, or let me plan my escape route. Right now. Let me plan my escape route, because you can see when somebody they don't care no more. You only care about this, and you don't care about this, the family. You don't care about the house. You don't care about the lights. You care about something else. I mean, it's true. I mean, we dealt with significant other people who had financial issues, and it could be they're both out, or one person is out on medical leave and one person out, and it affects you financially, even though you can't help that person being sick or that person being in a hospital, but it's a burden on that one individual. And that burden is to make sure like you keep everything together. And then, like I say, even though it doesn't happen like it's not like oh, we knew this was going to come. It just came out of nowhere. But that person picks up the pieces, and then kind of takes it out on the other person who's sick and really can't do but so much. But what can you do? And then I feel like sometimes the relationship can go left from here, because all right, you're going hard. Your significant other is sick or going through something and hurt, can't work, and you going hard. Then it's like, well, what do you do? What, I can't. I'm doing it all by myself. Like, and I'm like, well, I can't help it. I'm home by myself. And then it's like, okay, but then you complain about this, and then it just turns to something else, and it goes. It just gets worse.
Okay, let me add this. Is it a difference if the woman is unable to work from the man being unable to work? Is it a difference? Should the expectations be different? Or if we a team?
Yeah. Well, if you're asking me, I would say no, because when you were out, I still was like, all right, what we need? Like, I can go here, I can do this, I could be working 3 jobs like a Mexican. Ooh.
No point intended.
But shoot, Jamaican. I'm Jamaican, and we got.
Once again, no point intended.
Shoot, but no, because I got a friend that always talking about you working hard like a Jamaican. Oh, yes, I'm a Jamaican. But
you know who you are.
No, but it's the truth. It's like, as soon as I heard, oh my God, we down in income, hustle up time for me. And you know, you be like, all right, I don't think you need to do that now. I'm like, no, I'm doing it.
Right. You went and got your mixologist. Like,
yeah, I'm like, no, we. So sometimes, like, what I got Uber, what's up? What we need to do? So I don't think it's any different who's out, who's what. I think it depends on that person. Like, are you willing to go that extra mile? You be like, shoot, I ain't asked you to get hurt.
Right.
I ain't asked you to listen. It's gonna crumble from here because I ain't breaking my back. It's supposed to be teamwork. You over here with that habit. You over here with that. You either go, leave me. Like, I don't know. So like I said, it depends on that person. I mean, did you hear of a situation where the person, if it was a woman, didn't like go hard or didn't? I don't know. I can only speak for what I know.
Okay. I would think if the man was, go out hurt and he no longer could, financially keep things stable in the relationship, I'm just not sure how long a woman will be able to stand by his side. Just by,
So you think that women would look at him like that, like weak, like?
Like she'd be like, I can, maybe ride with you 6 months, a year, maybe 2, but if this gonna be, your financial, I guess, end game where you barely can support yourself.
Okay, 6 months to a year. What is the What is the issue? Is he out on? I think it depends on the situation. Are you out because you just can't find a job? Or are you out because you're hurt? What are you out for?
Let's take it to the extreme. He hurt. A back injury, maybe a knee injury. He's somebody that, does physical labor.
I mean, like I said, I spoke my part on what I would do. Now, you were saying, I think both. If we start off in a relationship and we're both working, and there was never like a conversation like, oh, you're going to be a stay-at-home mom. You expect something from me as well.
Right.
Now, as far as that relationship goes, if that person was out and that female was expecting something from him, but he's hurt, then she would have to understand there's nothing that could be done about that. But if it was an agreement like, okay, when you was, I think it depends on the income for one, and it also depends on the situation, and it depends on the person. Are you talking like, are you dealing with it in a way that you're just angry and mad? Like, oh, he can't go back to work. I'm here taking care of everything. He over here with his broken ankle and shit. Like, are you like that mad? Or do you really feel sympathy for that person? Like, I'm doing everything to help you to get back to your health. What can be done? I'll go where it needs to be, take you to your appointments. But it's still, I think it still becomes a strain to that person because there's a lot of responsibilities. But at the end of the day, if you made a commitment to this person, whether you're married or not, you made a commitment to be in this relationship, and then you ride it out. Y'all talk about it like, listen, the doctor said I could be out for a year. Okay, this is our plan. You really just got to plan it out.
All right, that's another scenario I was thinking about. You mean somebody you married with or you in a relationship with for a long period of time. Y'all make 30, 35K a year, both of y'all. Combined incomes maybe 60 or 70. So y'all take the step and, like purchase a house and, maybe get 1 or 2 kids come along, and now you need 2 automobiles, and then you got 2 car notes, 2 things of insurance, and all of a sudden your 60 and 70K is just not enough. And maybe y'all start looking at each other like, well, you ever think about a different career path, or, because your income is just not enough? Would that be, like a low blow or disrespect if you would say that to, your significant other or something like that.
But I think before you even got those other accessories, you got the cars and whatever like that, and you got the apartment and whatever, you have to live within your means.
Okay.
I mean, if you sat down and said, okay, right now I'm working at this job, but I don't really want to be here. I want to be here by next year.
Mm-hmm.
Then y'all sat down and you would have some expectations from that person because they said, this is not where I want to stay. I don't want to go here.
Mm-hmm.
But if you met this person, they comfortable where they at. You can't say, all right, what's up?
So you think
I need more money.
So you would think it would be wrong if maybe the female bowed out of the relationship, saying you no longer meet my expectations.
Yes, because when you met that person, if they didn't tell you that they were going elsewhere, they were having plans on getting in another career path or doing something else, then yeah. Okay. Because you met this person. Don't get me wrong, everybody expectations changes, right? Mm-hmm. You expect to grow with somebody. Mm-hmm. I think that everyone expects to grow. But if this person told you from the jump, I don't want to move and this is where I want to stay, that's something different. But they tell you, oh yeah, I want to do this and I plan on doing this, then I expect you to do it. Okay. Don't tell me you want to make these moves and make this money when we get together and this is what you plan on doing, but now we together, you comfortable.
You're stagnant.
Yeah, don't be stagnant. You told me this is what you wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So that's why I continue to be in this relationship. Because we're going to grow. But if I met you and you like, nah, I'm comfortable. I'm here till I'm retired. Mm-hmm. It's either I'm with you or I'm not. Right. That's how I look at that situation. Like, you got to have those conversations. Like, when I met you, I knew this is not where you wanted to be. You mm-hmm. always wanted to get more and more and more. Mm-hmm. So we always talked about it like, I need more. Okay. So if that person in that conversation like, oh, nah, I'm straight.
Okay. Another scenario. What if your partner decide to say, well, I'm going to take a hiatus from work for 6 months, maybe to a year or two, to chase my dream? Do you think that's, maybe neglecting or placing a bigger burden on their partner?
Definitely. But I think that person shouldn't say without having a conversation. Mm-hmm. So to say that I'm going to go and do this to follow my dream, that person got to be supportive for one.
Right.
But even if you're not supportive, for instance, my dream, I'm acting on what I always wanted to do.
Right.
If I came to you and I said, this is what I want to do, mm-hmm. and you had no idea I wanted to do it, then there's something's wrong because people that I know that's closest and dear to me knew I always wanted to do this. I went to school for it.
Right.
So if you don't understand it and you don't get that, then that's on you. Mm-hmm. But stepping in this relationship, you should have known this is my dream. Right. This is what I always wanted to do. And say, for instance, you thought I put that to bed, like, oh, I guess she don't want to do it no more. Mm-hmm. I didn't put it to bed. I just had other responsibilities. I was dealing with other things, and then that comes up. You have to understand that.
Right.
This is something that I want to do for myself. And yeah, it could be a financial burden, but let's figure out how can we get there. Mm-hmm. I won't say I will black out and like, I'm out. I'm doing my thing. But I think that saying it is one thing, but then making a plan is a different thing. Like, I think if somebody just got up and went
right
and left and did it and just was like, fuck y'all, mm-hmm. that's kind of cold.
Right.
You gotta have some type of agreement. Mm-hmm. Like, I would do this part, and you gotta talk about it. You gotta have some type of agreement.
Yeah, you gotta come up with a plan. I mean, because maybe the partner that's still going to stay at work can't bear the financial responsibility by itself.
Yeah.
So,
especially if you're losing a certain income from that other person.
Right.
Wait, hold on now, like. We got this already established. We in here. We got this. Mm-hmm. We got that. That's kind of selfish for that other person to say, I'm going to do this and nothing you could do about it. Mm-hmm. I feel like it has to be some type of conversation. Like, I want to do this and this is how we can do it. If I work this much for this hard for this month, for 6 months, I could put this to the side mm-hmm. and then I can go.
Right.
It got to be some type of plan. Mm-hmm. It can't be, I get up and go. I'm out.
Last straw at the job, man.
Right.
I'm out of there.
I feel like in any situation, there's definitely got to be a conversation. Sometimes an ugly one, sometimes an uncomfortable one, but you got to say how you really feel, because if you don't say and what you really feel and how you really feel and do what you want, then you will never be yourself in a relationship.
Right. It's just going to going to build up.
Yeah.
And when it do finally come out, it's just going to be an attack on somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me, oh, you want me to find a better job, but you met me like this and you know I didn't have no other expectations. Like, I'm not telling you, I never said I want to be an entrepreneur. I never said I wanted to, I'm fine. This is well enough for me. But like I said, it should have been a conversation.
Yeah. In the beginning. It
should have been a conversation. Like, those are things that people don't want to talk about on first date. They want to talk about how big you think.
Sit down. Stop.
They want to talk about other stuff.
Right.
You got baby mama drama. You got kids. You got to talk about the stuff that has something to do with their mind and intellect. Like, talk about stuff like how far you want to go. What is your strategy? What are your goals?
Your 2-year plan.
Yeah. Some people like, dang, girl, I just met you.
Right. Well, you know the guy saying that.
I don't care. If you want to go further with this, what is your plan?
Right. Interview.
Right.
Don't even wait till the first date. You ask them, oh, you asking me for my number? All right, let me ask you these questions right here, brother.
They're like, dang. But I wouldn't say on a first date, though. As you're dating, not no first date. But it's something that needs to be brought up.
Yeah.
You kind of have an idea when somebody already said what they're doing when you first meet them. And then you're like, oh, nice, okay. And then, yeah, I plan on going to college. And you're like, oh, okay. So I guess it depends on the nature of the conversation. But I do think that's something that should be spoke about within the dating. Not when you marry and you already years in, months in, and you talking about, bruh, you gonna find another job? I want a Gucci bag.
That's another thing. Like, if a female feel though you falling short of her financial expectations, she want the Gucci bag. Maybe she want the expensive shoes and trips.
But that's what comes in, that you are you're not living within your means, and you're all right. So that would mean that, okay, so here we go. You around other couples, and you see them they live a certain way, and you live a certain way. How I always seen it was, a lot of people tend to, want to get what that person had, and it could become a jealousy thing or whatever. But how I always seen it was, how do you get there? Right. What is your plan? Tell me how you did that. You know what I mean?
Call that trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah. And I think that's the different mindset of what I'm creating with Redty, is to get couples together, not for competition, but to have each other's back.
Right.
And so we can learn off each other.
Brotherhood, sisterhood.
Yeah. We get all people together. What you do? Can you teach me that?
Networking in our own circle.
Exactly. So that's really what it is. It's definitely that. It's networking, having each other's back. No competition. Because I feel like that tends to happen a lot.
It does.
Couples get together, they go out to the movies, they go out to eat, they don't really know each other, they look each other up and down. I feel like when you get to know somebody, you get the personalities, you get them in a room, and you're like, hey, what you doing? And you're like, oh my God, how many times we went and as couples and doing a Redty event, and you pass somebody off your knowledge.
Right.
Somebody passed on their knowledge. And it was never it was always something that was like so positive, a great environment. That is what Redty is about. Having that ultimate couple experience is teaching each other and learning from one another. And no competition.
Right. You never stop learning.
Exactly.
Trying to learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Passing knowledge around inside that circle, networking.
Yeah.
It always, even if you and that person not even in the same career field, there's always something running parallel, or that is intertwining in careers.
Yeah.
So
I think what it is with a lot of when it comes to a lot of couples like coming together, sometimes it's like a thing like a pride thing, like you don't want to ask somebody a question like, how did you do that? Because you don't want to feel like, oh, like I'm a fan of this person.
Right.
But it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with saying, oh, I really love like how you guys are. I really love what you guys do. Girl, I love your outfit. Where you get it from? Instead of like, and then go home trying to look up the outfit.
Right.
I'm just saying. All right, so going back to finances. That's just to show you that like this environment that we're trying to create is basically to build each other up. So there's no one just like, on crabbing up the, the ladder or something like that. And it's just being around a group of people. You feel that energy. You're like, I want to be a part of this. I want to do this. What you doing? Can I help? Yeah.
What y'all think, man? Chime in, man, about these financial issues with inside relationships, man, that can cause a burden or tear a relationship apart.
Yeah. I think that another thing that we did, but we didn't finish, we didn't stay consistent with, is when we was doing the budget sheet.
Okay.
That's to show you that, like, I'm like, all right, this man's he's spending a little bit too much. So I started a budget sheet. And the budget sheet was like, how much is the bills? How much we spent on gas? How much we spent? It was just like, a budget sheet.
Right.
It was really because I'm like, all right, I think you spending a little bit too much.
Right.
Ain't nobody trying to spend and then be like, all right, catch up time or nothing like that. Like, I want to spend I want to spend how I know I can still have something left over in case of like something.
Right.
But budget sheets is definitely, I think that's helpful.
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't have to continue with it because I felt like I started to put the stuff to the side and start telling you about the stuff instead of like, because you don't keep stuff in your brain, like what we got to do, what the kids got to do, what they need. So I just started saying, we need this, we need that, I need money to the side for this, I need that. I mean, it's a lie versus us just looking at a budget sheet and just working it out, but it worked out for us.
Right.
I feel like it worked out for us.
It did.
Just saying like, you're responsible for that, I'm responsible for this. That works out. And then knowing that like, if this is how much we spend a month, where we can scale back on. Like right now, I'm scaling back on eating out. Because I feel like, even though you say treat yourself, I'm like, I'm scaling back a little bit because that can, for me, I feel like that's taking too much out of my pocket because during my 10-hour days or whatever out from the house, I'm hungry. And even I try to take stuff from home, or I try to get something that's not too, like fruits or something like that, hold me till I get home or something. But that's budgeting right there in itself.
Yeah.
And trying not to eat out as much. But yeah, I definitely think that finances can affect relationships.
I got another scenario. What about the primary breadwinner in a relationship? I think sometimes that gets abused by them, throwing that in their partner's face. Like, well, I do this, I do that. How you feel about that?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
The primary breadwinner,
yeah,
abusing that by throwing it in their partner's face, stating that how much they do, and I make more money, and what I say goes. Like, my word is end all be all.
Oh yeah. That's kind of like abuse, verbal abuse. It's like you constantly telling me like I'm better than you because you make more and you take care of me.
Right.
Who wants to live like that?
Emotionally beat that person down.
Yeah. Too. Like basically saying like, without me, you ain't nothing.
Right.
Like, I run this show because I got the money, so I control you. Right.
And it shouldn't be like that in a relationship. I mean, even it's not 50-50 in a relationship. A relationship is 100-100. So, and just because, even if your partner is not even bringing any income at all, if that's your partner, your income becomes their income. So they shouldn't look at it like you providing and then you doing everything.
Yeah.
That's another thing that can, wear on your partner if they feel though you look down upon them because they're not bringing in any finances. That's something people need to look into as well. And sometimes it don't, for women, I mean, you make more than the person you with. You shouldn't look down upon him or had the attitude, I really don't need you. It shouldn't be like that. And people might not say it out loud, but a lot of people think that way.
Yeah. To go back to your the question you just said as well about just talking out to your partner and saying like, I control this, I do this. Like, another piece of that is just feeling and making that person feel like
kind of worthless and useless.
Yeah. Making them feel just like, without me you ain't shit.
Right.
But also like, what I do in this home that is nothing. Like,
right.
you're not accounting for what I do in this home.
Right. You belittle on what I do. Like,
yeah.
If his finances not involved, I guess what I'm doing has no weight.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that.
Because it's like, kind of, in some way, that's kind of like keeping a scorecard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought we were supposed to be on the same team. Mm-hmm. Why is there scorecards? Like, I did this, though. And what you do? Or, like I don't do it for you. Like, what do you do?
Right.
Like, it's like, you down here and I'm up here because from what I do financially.
Mm-hmm.
But what about, and that's, you know what? Finances, I feel like, can change a relationship with somebody.
Definitely can.
Yeah. If you're not in an agreement with somebody when it comes to finances from the jump, I don't understand how can that other person understand.
Mm-hmm.
So, you just mentioned like if you don't have finances, say the wife doesn't have finances but the husband does, right?
Mm-hmm.
If our agreement is that I'm going to be the breadwinner and you stay home, then there shouldn't be no, oh, but I do this, because right. There was an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what matters, the agreement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if there's an agreement that you stay home and I do this, there shouldn't be no what I do, mm-hmm. because there wasn't no agreement for you to come in and do anything else but what you're doing already.
Right.
So what you do for me is what you want to do for me,
mm-hmm.
not what I told you have to do for me.
Right.
You do it out of your own. That's like I said, a mother raising a child and was like, I took care of you all these years. Did you have any other? Why are you mad about you taking care of me? You my mom. That's your job.
Mm-hmm.
And you wanted to do that, right? Because if not, I'm pretty sure you would have gave me to somebody else. Like, right. I'm your responsibility. But if a husband wants a woman to stay home, you basically saying you want to take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have to stay at home. I could work, but you want me to stay at home. So don't put in my face what you do for me, because obviously you want me to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Something as little as you saying, well, how much did you spend, or how much you take out of the ATM? I mean, that can be degrading too. Like, well, would I need to, screenshot the receipt or ask for how much I can take out? Just little things like that, you know what I'm saying? Be mindful of. You don't want to make them feel small. Like, I got to check, can I spend the finances?
Like, you feeling every move you make is controlled.
Mm-hmm.
Like you being watched all the time.
Right.
Yeah. And I had a moment like that too when I first became a stay-at-home mom. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I have to ask for an allowance.
Right.
And you could never understand that. You're
right.
like, what? All you got to do is ask for it. Like, I'll give it to you. But I'm like, but I need money in my pocket. I need money. Because I'm so used to it. Right. I've been working since I was 16, making my own money.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get an opportunity. And people are like, girl, you gotta stay home, mom. Love it. But I get the opportunity to stay home. And I ain't gonna lie, I was miserable because I'm used to working. Right. I'm used to getting out of the house. And when I went back to working, I was like, whoo. But when you're home and you feel handicapped in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't just go out and spend money. You had to, like, ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have to, like, already say, like, I need one to do X, Y, and Z. What's the name? And you never had a problem. But it's just, on my perspective, when I have to ask for it, just felt,
right.
I don't know. It just felt like a child asking a mother for money. Like, Mommy, can I have $1 to go to the store? It felt weird.
Yeah.
But
it was definitely an adjustment for you, babe.
Yeah, it was definitely an adjustment. So that's what I'm saying. So it's different when you have to ask for money versus you kind of getting it already and you can control what you want to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I'm giving it and I gotta say when I'm oh, let me get it because I need to get this, or I need to get my hair done, I need to get my nails done. It was kind of like, it didn't feel controlling. I want to say it just felt like I was a child. That's the only thing I could measure it to.
Yeah.
It was just like, I just want to go and just get it done. I don't want to be like every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, my hair done. Oh yeah, tomorrow my nails. Oh yeah. I was like, can I get an allowance? He was like, what the fuck is an allowance?
Right.
Well, yeah. So it's hard for stay-at-home moms, whether it's you having to, constantly, feel like just feel like you always gotta ask for something,
right.
And on top of that, you home with the kids, and their job is way harder.
Right. And it's not even like you said, it wasn't like I gave you any rebuttal or was rebelling or hiding my finances, because you had complete access to anything you wanted. It was just, you just didn't.
You couldn't understand it because I always been an independent person, and I always had money to do for myself.
Right.
When I didn't have the money to do for myself, I just was like, what the heck?
Right, and that's another scenario that the financial strain can bring on a relationship. This situation right here, it was just like, it's not like I can't have the money. It's just I feel like a baby, like a child. Like I gotta come to my husband for everything, and I'm not used to it. And that's something people don't pay attention to when it comes to a financial situation in a relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about that. My wife was a stay-at-home mom. Well, she was going to college at the same time.
Yeah, I was going to school. Yeah.
But just when it came to finances, she thought it was being a burden to me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what he has lined up with his money.
Yeah. And I don't want to, as a woman, you don't want to be like, you got this for you. Do you have enough? Because for real, I want some raw Indian, but I'm gonna settle for this cheap weave in the store type thing. But like, cause I'm already naturally a cheaper. Like I get the stuff I like, but I get it at an affordable price, and I get it, and I take care of stuff. So when it comes down to me like asking for stuff, it was just,
Yeah, it was
so
an adjustment.
Finances put you on a roller coaster in a relationship, because it was like, tag you it, tag I'm it, tag you it, tag I'm it. Then it's just like, sometimes you just be like, yo, like, you have your moments when like stuff is piling up. Sometimes you have your moments when like things ain't going right. Can you make it through it? It was like, sometimes it's like, it's always one thing after another, one thing after another. It's like, damn, that happened. The car went there. It's just always something after another.
It's just so many different scenarios that a financial strain can bring on a relationship.
Yeah.
And that's what the topic is about. It's not about, sometimes it don't even have to be about insignificant funds. It could just be mismanaging funds.
Yeah.
Like me and my wife's situation earlier, when she became a stay-at-home mom, she didn't want to burden me, or she didn't want to be, I don't want to be counting his pockets. Like,
or it could just be the communication of the funds. Like, what are we spending it on? Like, not only we mismanaging it, but like communicate. How we going to utilize our funds, and what do you have? What I have? You're going to split it. If not, if you're just a breadwinner, still, how can I not alleviate, but how can I, see where we're going to use the funds in and see what we got left back, so you won't abuse the funds as well. That's what I meant to say. So let us know your thoughts, y'all. It was a good conversation.
Yeah, it was.
Everything we bring on here, we done went through ourselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know your thoughts. Again, we're on SoundCloud. We posted the last 2 episodes on there. I'm going to post this one on there as well. Again, I love you guys. I see you.
I feel you.
I hear you.
I love you.
And I love you, y'all. We out.
See y'all next Sunday.